Okay. Hi, I'm Jenna Lynn Roberts with Present Path Tarot, and this is Zoe. Mm-hmm. And she's my current student of Tarot, and I just got a new deck in the mail. The Sovereign Oracle. Theresa Pridemore made this deck. She lives in my community in Portland, and it came with a little ball that has a little slot in it that you can put the cards in. So we have 3 new decks here that are the Inspired Living extension, the Creative Visions extension, and the Spirited Business extension. Which would you like to explore first?
Creative Vision.
Creative Visions.
Let's do the middle one.
So an oracle deck is, tarot is like, it has 78 cards. It follows a very special system of 5 suits, 4 elements, 1 major arcana. Oracle decks can be anything they want to be. So some oracle decks are, animal decks that are just animal spirit. Some are, like this one, word deck where every word is its own thing. So this has a fun little how to use in here, where it can tell you how to use the deck and about this deck. Very helpful. And it gives an inspiration spread. So a spread in Tarot, each spot has its own meaning. So this one, the overall project, higher vision, earthly manifestation, past influences, and inspiration for the future. So it gives you a little way you can do it.
Do oracle decks have major, minor arcana?
Mm-mm.
So it's just anything.
It's anything it wants to be.
That sounds stressful. You have to read that? Okay.
Some decks can be stressful because this one's actually really easy for people who don't want the visual element that they have to interpret symbols, and they just want to go with straight words. So this is a great deck for people who don't want to have to learn the meanings of a deck because the meanings are written right for you. And what I like that she did is that every card has words and an explanation with it. So if you're not totally clear on what that's about, it gives you other words. So it says boldness. Bold art is not a democracy. Not everyone's going to like bold art. Stop hesitating. Move forward with confidence. Dare yourself to go to the edge. So, yeah. So, boldness. And so instead of doing a traditional flip through, I'm thinking of just I'm going to show you some of them. Collection, compose, define, discover. And so these are clearly also in alphabetical order. But what I'd like to do, I'm just going
to mix them into a spread.
Let's mix them up and do a spread. Okay. Let's have you choose. They're really tiny, which is great because even the big deck, you can just throw it in your pocket, which is nice. So I'm going to have you choose 4 cards.
What's our creative project?
Our creative project. I don't know. This is for everyone out there who's watching. What is a spread we can do about your creative projects that you're trying to create right now?
Let's do creative projects.
So, actually 5 cards. Okay. Yeah. So, inspiration for your creative projects, because it's the inspiration spread.
Okay.
The first card is with a spread. You have, each position is important. And that the spreads are really, I'm not a huge spread fan for tarot reading because I feel like the cards talk to each other in a way that they juxtapose their image. But with these cards, I really love having a spread because it gives a base for that word's meaning. So that there creates a juxtaposition between the placement of the card and the meaning of the word. So for this one, we start with the middle card is tidy. And that card is the overall project. So let's say that this is about the inspiration to clean your art center up. So to clean your house up. So because the overall project is about tidiness and how you want to tidy it up. And then the second thing is the higher vision. And so the higher vision is reveal. So by tidying up, you will be revealing your higher vision that you want to see. And so sometimes when we have too much clutter and mess in our space, we can't actually access what we want to do, right?
Makes sense. And the dorkier version of this is, I'm thinking of cleaning a data set, right? You can't...
Tell me about cleaning data sets. I don't know anything about it.
Well, for a research-based project, basically you have to clean through your data set, find any errors, make sure all of the things are labeled and they're in the right place and all of the columns line up and the rows line up and so on. There are other things you have to do. But you can't understand a data set at all unless it's cleaned, and it's a pain to clean. But
This is great.
in case you're working on a data set or an art project.
But same. They're really kind of similar. And then the earthly manifestation of it is inspiration. So what do you think earthly manifestation is like that which is coming through? So by the overall project of tidying, to create a higher vision, to reveal, to the word reveal, we are then able to create an earthly manifestation of inspiration. So if you're feeling kind of dull and unable to inspire yourself as to like, what is your data going to share? What is your art project going to be? Then you need to tidy up to reveal to yourself what your higher vision is. It all makes sense so far, so nicely.
It says it might be time for coffee with your favorite collaborator.
And there you go, chink. I need to get a coffee. You don't want to see me on coffee. I have a lot of energy. So what is influencing this is number 4, which is past influences. So texture. So what is texture about? Texture. When you hear the word texture, what does that mean to you?
AstroTurf?
AstroTurf is a texture. So it says, fill in the spaces with interesting elements. Underlay the work before you start it. Fill your notebook with tertiary details and use at will. I love Theresa Pridemore because she uses words like tertiary unabashedly. So you will learn words while using this deck, and you will, be able to see the layers of words that comes forth. So past influences has to do with, the underlying of things, like I kind of feel like in a sense, if it's for inspiration, and we have the word inspiration in this reading, I don't know, I feel like it has to do with like, once you've cleaned things and revealed what you want to do and you're inspired, then you will have the ability to, refill in your mess zone with organized art projects. So you have chaos, you clean it, you then become clear of what you want to do and become inspired, and then you can create the texture and make that what you want to create. Kind of like looking at the data set and then knowing what your information is that you need to share.
Yeah, maybe. I was thinking about, if it's talking about past influences and the little details, I guess the little details that you would use if you're making a story, right? So, I don't know, research examples again, but right, if you have quotations from people or like interesting details about a character, or the little small icing that is communicating the whole story that you wanted to communicate anyway. If you're communicating with, never mind.
No, that was great. That was awesome. I totally agree with you. I think that's even better than what I said. So then inspiration for the future is to compose. And so, for the future you're composing. So this all makes a lot of logical sense, and it's very simple in a sense. Like, okay, well, yeah, you have to clean up your area to see what you need to do to get inspired to, and then look at your past, details that are really juicy that you can fill out the beauty of this thing again, and then you need to publish it.
Yeah. Write it all out at length and then publish it.
And then put it out in the world. Yeah.
Inspiration.
Yeah. So this feels almost too logical to me. It's very, not in a bad way, but just like, it's almost too perfect. But it's one of those things that also, like, I have to remember to do sometimes, that, like, I have to clean my space to use it.
I feel like maybe, I'm not sure, I'd have to try it. I feel like maybe the pocket deck could get you out of sort of a moment of writer's block, or like a slate creative rut. You could just be like, oh, right, texture, oh, right, I need to write it out at length. Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess we could try and see if it works in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a little budge.
I agree.
A little push.
Yeah, that's true. I like it. Do you want to try and do a reading with a different deck? See what the other ones have?
Sure.
Okay. Because these are all going to become one big messy deck for me.
Inspired living.
So also, I got this Sovereign Oracle deck for my boyfriend, who used to read cards a bit, but he's more of a acupuncturist. And then I got this for him, and he loves it, and he uses it for work all the time. He will have a query at work that he's befuddled by, and he'll just pull out a spread from one of her recommended spreads, and he just feels like he'll show it to me and be like, look at my spread I did today, and it's so great. I'm like, oh, that's really awesome. So
it seems as if you're more literal or more word oriented than visual.
For
or
sure.
If you haven't spent a lot of time trying to learn what all of the symbols on a classic
tarot
deck means.
As you're
that's really intimidating.
It is.
I have started recently, and there are a lot of esoteric things that you could geek out about, but if you don't have time for that, maybe this would be more fun.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Should we read with this one?
Yeah, you want to go with the big one?
I don't know, with this one.
Let's go with Inspired Living. I want to do the little decks first, actually, just because I am excited to explore them. And, oh, geez, this is a hard place to find how to cut it. And I have these janky scissors. I don't want to hurt the deck. Yeah. So, ooh, it feels so good to open a new deck. So, let's see. This one, again, has the how to use and about this deck.
3-card draw.
And then it has a 3-card draw. Inspired Living or Inspired Life or Self-Nurture spread. I want to do the self-nurture. Yeah, we're on this. So, this word, just to show a couple examples, this card is stuff like breathe. Ooh, let me make it so you can see it. Breathe, clear, dance, delight, earth, embrace. So this deck has, this is pretty woo. This is pretty woo-woo.
It got a little too woo for me, but again, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to hang in there. You're feeling like it's a little woo. We're together.
So, okay, here I'm going to put the self-nurture spread in my little card holder.
Boop. I'll pull one, you pull two.
Okay. I'm actually going to pull them in the view because I didn't do that. And the pretty backs of the cards, I really love.
They're pretty.
They're like purpley.
Snail shell.
And looking for the tingle. Oh, there it is. Okay, so these are the backs of the cards. So they're really pretty. It's really rich looking. I love it. Okay, so the first card is what do you need the most now?
Oh.
Pamper. You need pamper. So what do you need the most now is to indulge your senses and relish. Support someone else and enjoy the good juju. That's what we're doing.
Teach your roommate how to read tarot cards.
Love the world through the experience of loving yourself. That's nice. And so that is what you need the most right now. So that sounds great. I'm down. That sounds really good. And the next one is do this to make it easier. Interesting. So you whistle. She whistles instead of singing.
It doesn't say whistle, it says sing.
It says sing.
We don't know how
Belt
to sing.
out your feelings through song. Let the melody of life flow into and through you. Tone or chant to shift energy. Are we crossing woo lines for you, Zoe?
Oh, we got too far. Maybe.
But you love to whistle. I'm going to call this whistling for you.
Okay.
So whistling is your access to pampering yourself. Makes it easier for you to pamper yourself. And the third spot is cultivate this over time. So this is what we're going to cultivate over time. Entertain. So I really actually appreciate this one. Goof off and do something for the sheer enjoyment of it. Read a really good book or color or talk to a friend. Is it work? Don't do it right now. This is definitely a lush bourgeoisie experience reading over here because it's like don't work, pamper yourself, and sing. It's very lighthearted, but it's also about how to self-nurture. That's what we're pulling on. So what I like about the entertain one is that I was traveling alone a lot in foreign countries, and people think, oh, that's so adventurous and fun, but it's hard some days, like it's hard to be alone on the road in a foreign culture where you don't know the language. And I really found that I learned to entertain myself really well. Like I really found my own mind entertaining, and watching my mind bouncing off of things became fun. And I feel like that's kind of what it's saying is like cultivating a way to entertain yourself, that you're not looking outwardly, you're not looking at movies and television, you're just taking in your own silliness.
Yeah, I was thinking of that, like cultivating a playful disposition or attitude, right? Like you see something that is fun or amusing and you feel like a little joy when you see it, even if it's something little, like, oh, look, kids are playing, like, oh, look, the puppy jumped into a snowbank. Oh, look, something tiny happened and you're just amused by it inside.
Yeah, and that's the card that...
It doesn't mean you have to quit your job and then color. Yeah. You could. You could do that. We don't recommend that, but it's up to you.
I'm not.
Yeah,
No, you can
yeah,
get
but cultivating playfulness and sweetness and
yeah.
little moments.
And that actually has been coming up a lot. The card in, I think it's 62 in the I Ching keeps coming up, and it's about that. It's about like small is beautiful, and about how the little details of the day, your cup of coffee and in your favorite mug, is the joy and the grace and the beauty of what we're in 2020, is how to focus on those things instead of the big picture of like, I'm going to this festival, which got canceled. Mm-hmm. So pamper, sing, and entertain. Nice. Self-nurture yourself with those things. And singing is so powerful. Every summer I go to an event called Singing Alive, and it's so woo and it's so beautiful, and it's this amazing community of people who are just singing songs that they've made up themselves. So it's not even like you're not singing songs that are popular culture songs. You're actually singing, like, people will teach you their song that they made up.
That sounds nice.
It's really nice. It's really nice. And we sing to animals and all kinds of hippie stuff. It's really hippie. And we all share meals every day. So the last deck we're going to pull a little quick reading from is called Spirited Business. So, oh man, it is a tight fit on these plastic covers. So, this one is the one that I might be gifting to my boyfriend, but I might just keep. They're $9 each for these little decks, and the bigger deck is $20. I think it's well worth it. And so this one is green, and the backs of the cards are like a soft sort of labradorite color. And again, it has a how to use and about this deck. And then we have the expansion spread, so how to expand your business. And you can make up your own spreads. I think that's really what she'd want you to do. And I know Theresa Pridemore has her own YouTube page, and I'll probably tag it in the comments or in the details that, you know, she probably has more spreads. These are just the ones that she made a card for, because it costs money to make every card you make. So I like that she gives you one, but I'm certain she has more access online, and you should create your own, you know. What are you trying to do with your business? And what you do is with a spread is each spot, you're just like, I want to know who my influencing people are. Oops, I'm about to think. Who my influencing people are, where I should look for more, and how should I network? And let it be, that could be a thing about like how to meet more people, right? So you can create your own based on what your questions are. So this one is current situation, visibility and market advice, inner growth opportunity, something to phase out, and something to expand. So we'll put that in our little thingy. Boop, boop, da boop. And so words in this deck are words like action, of course, that's a good one. Believe, call, gotta call people, gotta make it happen. Campaign, and let's go from the back for a couple. Value, timing is key. I used to pray for good timing, and my life got better. I need to get back into that habit. Schedule. So let's take these and do a quick pull, and we're going to pull 5 cards. So how about you pull 3 and I pull 2?
These are pretty too.
Yeah, and while she's pulling, I'll show the backs of the first deck are more of a sort of warm brownish sepia. So really pretty. Nice.
That's a good one.
You feel that one?
I've been wanting that the whole time.
Okay. All right, so the first one is and I like that she gives a little map on the back. So the center is our current situation, which is our mission. So our current situation is that we want to fulfill a mission of some kind, and a mission statement in business obviously is a little bit more of like really designing exactly who you are and who you want to be and who you want to put out to the world. The second one is your visibility or your market advice. And so that goes on top, and that's revenue. So I'll just show these two. So number 1 is mission, and number 2 is revenue. And so that would be, you know, market advice is revenue. Build resources for the future expansion of your business. Okay. And then number 3 is inner growth opportunity. So that's design. So inner growth opportunity is around design. It's a little bit harder for me than the other ones, I feel, because it's less woo. Something to phase out is guide. Step up and show us the way. You know how to do it. You are a leader.
Phase that out. You are not a
Phasing.
leader. Do not step up. You do not know what to do. Okay.
But maybe there's a leader you're working with who you don't need to work with. Like my friends who have business coaches, sometimes their business coach is just raking them for money and not
That's
helping.
true. Maybe you're getting poor guidance.
Maybe you're getting poor guidance and you need to move someone on out. And then the fifth card is something to expand, and that's believe. So believe in yourself, focus on the expansion, trust in yourself, be confident in the outcome.
Maybe this would fit if you had, a lot of decision making coming externally that you wanted to return back to your mission statement and think about things.
That's a great way to look at it, yeah. And so if you're looking at your mission statement first and foremost, and then revenue is visibility or market advice. To me, that's like focus on making the money, which sometimes we don't. Sometimes we focus on spending the money, and right now is a time to really focus on how you're bringing in your revenue and think of more ways to bring in revenue that fit within your mission statement, I think.
I feel like, it's hard without a specific situation to do these cards, but it seems like it would be a really fun sort of team activity at the beginning of a meeting, back when we had meetings, those big teams, right? But like, let's pull some cards and brainstorm and riff. Like, hey, does this pertain to us? Does it not? And what way does it? And what way does it not? And just get people talking if they weren't really feeling comfortable to talk about something. And it could be nice.
I love that idea. And I, as an educator, I took some classes with the Intercultural Communication Institute. They have a thing every summer that they used to do. I don't know if they're doing it anymore, of course, but where they have these amazing educators from around the world who do intercultural education come in and teach us things. And there's this guy Tiagi, Thiaggi. He has a longer name than that, but that's how he shortens it too. And he talks to I took a great class with him where I learned about jolts and how getting people thinking at the beginning of a meeting or a session. He does corporate education this way. You get everyone in the room talking, brainstorming, feeling safe to share, and then the meeting just ramps up in quality.
I agree.
So that would be an awesome jolt activity.
This is very similar to what we do at the challenge course. When I was working at the challenge course, at the ropes course, we do these team building activities. And if you set a tone in a certain way and get people thinking a little bit outside of the box, or even get a couple of people to chime in on a few ideas, then things go really smoothly. Yeah. If you open and just set the stage that way for people to talk.
And this deck, to me, if you're only going to buy like one of these, if you're less woo and you want something that feels like you can explore that way, this would be the one to start with. If you're super woo, inspired living, and I feel like if you're right in the middle, the creative visions deck would be the way to go. So, we have these little tiny boxes. They come in spirited business, inspired living, and creative visions, and they all attach to this bigger sovereign oracle deck that I'll open in another video or maybe toward the end of this one. But so I think that this overall message we have mission, revenue, design, and then taking away a guide, like someone who's not really serving you well, removing them, and instead of them, I'd say the thing that we're supposed to expand into is believing in yourself. So somehow, to me, that also means like if it's believe with business, it's like being confident in yourself is one thing, but getting everyone around you confident in you is another thing. So to me, I also wonder if that has to do with like expanding people's belief in you and, helping them understand that your mission statement, which is at the center of this, your mission statement's at the center of this, and one of your guides is not really fitting with your mission, take them out, and then get other people to understand that you believe in your mission and that that's something relevant to you. And look at how your mission statement can make you revenue and how you can focus on revenue and making more money with your mission statement intact. And design, plot the vision before you start, hire a professional to help you stand out from the crowd. How it looks is important to the result you wish to achieve, and this is in the place of inner growth opportunity. So, helping yourself kind of design with your mission statement, how do you want to grow, and making it sort of reasonable and hiring the right people to help you grow. Because a lot of times the reason you don't grow is because you've done as much as you can do as a single as a single business owner or as a single team. And so sometimes I think it's good to just, you have your mission statement. How do you want to expand on that, and who do you need to hire to make that possible? Yeah. I think it's neat. I love these decks by Theresa Pridemore. I'm also going to do a flip through video just showing you all the cards and probably giggling at some of them with you. So thanks, Zoe, for doing some readings with me today.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. And please subscribe to Present Path Tarot. Please go over to my page, presentpathtarot.com, and get a reading with me. We can use these decks if you like, but I typically work with I Ching and Tarot, Rider-Waite-Smith. And yeah, have a lovely day. And go check out these decks by Theresa Pridemore. I'll include details of where you can find them for yourself in the description.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thank you.